प्रिय विद्यार्थियों, एक बार फिर से आपका स्वागत ऑनलाइन टीचिंग में। बी पार्ट फर्स्ट के स्टूडेंट्स, इससे पहले के 2 वीडियो में हमने प्ले एज यू लाइक इट के बारे में डिस्कस किया था। अबाउट द राइटर, अबाउट द प्ले एंड द समरी ऑफ द प्ले, द 5 act comedy as you like it. In today's video, we will discuss the question, the characters, the main characters of the play as you like it. As You Like It is a 5 act comedy by William Shakespeare, written and performed about 1598 to 1600 and first published in the first folio of 1623. Shakespeare based the play on Rosy Mint, a prose romance by Thomas Lodge. So, let's start the main characters of the play As You Like It. Rosy Mint, Orlando, Celia, Touchstone, Jax, Adam, Audrey, William, Corinne, Sylvia and Phoebe are the chief characters in the play As You Like It. The two dukes, Duke Senior and Duke Frederick, form another group. The former is honest and the latter is a villain. Oliver, Orlando's elder brother, is again a villain. So, first we will talk about the character Rosy Mint. Rosy Mint is the heroine of the play As You Like It. She is the daughter of the banished Duke. Rosalind is one of Shakespeare's best loved creations. She is a complex and challenging person. She is bold enough to disguise herself as a boy and seek her fortunes in an unknown forest. She is, however, feminine enough to fall in love with a handsome young man she has never seen before. Rosalind's major characteristics is perhaps her humor. She is never at loss for words. Her ironic vision differentiates her sharply from the ordinary heroines of a romantic tale. She is also clear-sighted and realistic. Though she is deeply in love with Orlando, she will not allow her emotions to cloud her reason. When Orlando protests and he will die for love, she replies, "Men have died and worms have eaten them, but not for love." Rosalind represents an almost perfect balance of the characteristics which Shakespeare's other women characters have shown. She is romantic but realistic, warm-hearted but ironic, witty but sympathetic, imaginative but practical, young but wise. Next, we will discuss the character of Orlando. Orlando is the object of Rosalind's affections. As such, he enjoys a position of prominence in the play. Though he is less complex than Rosalind, he is also an engaging character. His courage and aggressiveness are obvious in the play's opening scenes. His loyalty and nobility become evident in the scenes with Adam. His youthful innocence and charm are shown in the scenes with Rosalind. His common sense becomes apparent as he spars with Jax. In some respects, Orlando represents the traditional Elizabethan lover. Certainly, his poetry is as bad as that of the most scatterbrained swain. His idea of wooing the absent Rosalind through the person of Ganymede also corresponds to the Elizabethan tradition of the helpless character than characteristics would sorry Elizabethan traditions of helpless lover pursuing an impossible ideal. Orlando is a more complex character than these characteristics would indicate. As the play opens, he seems quite capable of killing his brother Oliver with his bare hands. Later, when he could have walked away safely and left Oliver to his death, he rescues him at some cost to himself. Like Rosalind, Orlando is possessed of a pleasing mixture of wit, romance, and common sense. Next, we will talk about the character Duke Senior. The father of Rosalind and the rightful ruler of the dukedom in which the play is set, having been banished by his usurping brother Frederick, Duke Senior now lives in exile in the forest of Redin with a number of loyal men, including Lord Eminence and Jacques. We have the sense that Senior did not put up much of a fight to keep his dukedom, for he seems to make the most of whatever life gives him. Content in the forest, where he claims to learn as much from stones and brooks as he would in a church or library. Duke Senior proves himself to be a kind and fair minded ruler. Next, we will talk about the character Jacques. If Touchstone is the play's merrymaker, Jack is certainly the disillusioned man who has left merriment behind. He also provides an ironic commentary on the play's theme. However, unlike Touchstone, Jack unusually receives a verbal defeat at the hands of the plays more optimistic character. He is a melancholy, a humor character who can be compared to some of the individuals created by Shakespeare's contemporary Ben Jonson. He alone of the merry men of the forest of Arden remains. Next, we will talk about Celia. Celia is Duke Frederick's daughter, but she has none of the villainous traits. Celia is more quiet and retired, but she rather yields to Rosalind than is eclipsed by her. She is a full sweetness, kindness, and intelligence as Rosalind. She is described as less fair and less gifted, yet the attempt to excite in her mind a jealousy of her lovelier friend fails to awaken in her heart any other feeling than sympathy and love for her cousin. Next, we will talk about the character Touchstone. Touchstone is the clown of the Duke Frederick's court. Touchstone is Shakespeare's first clown. He looks forward to such memorable speakers of truth as the fool in King Lear. Although Touchstone is not so deep a creation as Lear's fool, nevertheless he does provide an amusing and often accurate running commentary on humanity's foibles. He mocks both court and country. He is merciless in his analysis of the protocol of professional quarrels, but he is not footed into thinking that country life is the answer to all ills. He mocks Jack's cynicism as well as Orlando's romanticism. He does not figure prominently in the plot development, but his comments add an invariable ironic insight into the major themes in the play. Now we will talk about Oliver, the oldest son of Sir Roland de Bois and sole inheritor of the de Bois estate. Oliver is a loveless young man who begrudges his brother Orlando a gentleman's education. He admits to hating Orlando without cause or reason and goes to treat to great lengths as to ensure his brother's downfall. When Duke Frederick employs Oliver to find his missing brother, Oliver finds himself living in despair in the forest of Ardennes, where Orlando saves his life. This display of undeserved generosity prompts Oliver to change himself into a better, more loving person. His transformation is evidenced by his love for the disguised Celia, whom he takes to be a simple shepherdess. Next, Sylvia, a young suffering shepherd who is desperately in love with the disdainful Phoebe. Conforming to the model of patriarchal love, Sylvius prostrates himself before a woman who refuses to return his affections. In the end, however, he wins the object of his desire. Phoebe, a young shepherdess who disdains the affections of Sylvius, she falls in love with Ganymede, who is really Rosalind in disguise. But Rosalind tricks Phoebe into marrying Sylvia. Adam. Next, the main character is Adam. Though not a particularly complex character, Adam too is an engaging character. He is a type not uncommon to Elizabethan plays. In The Faithful Servant who remains true to his master's house at the cost of great personal sacrifice. It was his timely warning that enabled Orlando to escape from Oliver's murderous designs. It was again his money which provides for the flight to the forest of Arden. He is loyal to the end. We feel gratified when Orlando returns the loyalty later in the play. So, these are the main characters of the play as you like